Getting people to reply to business outreach is harder than it used to be. Emails get buried, SMS can feel spammy, and if your follow-up feels automated, a lot of people just ignore it. That is why tools like Sendblue are interesting. Sendblue lets businesses use iMessage for outreach, follow-ups, and customer conversations instead of relying only on email or regular SMS. And the reason that matters is simple. iMessage feels more personal, it looks more familiar, and for a lot of businesses, getting a real reply is the entire game. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through what Sendblue is, how iMessage outreach works, who it makes sense for, what features to pay attention to, and the mistakes to avoid so your outreach does not feel annoying or spammy. I'm Erin from StartupWise. Let's get into it. So what is Sendblue? Sendblue is a business messaging platform that helps companies use iMessage for customer outreach. So instead of only sending emails or traditional SMS texts, Sendblue gives businesses a way to send iMessages, connect conversations to a CRM, and manage replies in a more organized way. And this headline really explains the idea. This is not just texting for fun. The goal is to help businesses start more conversations, follow up faster, and make outreach feel more personal. Now, one important thing to understand is that Sendblue is not for random spam blasts. Even Sendblue says on their site that they do not support message blasts commonly used for spam. The better question is, how do I reach the right people in a way that feels more human? And that is where this can make sense. And if you already know you want to check it out, I will leave our Sendblue link below so you can look at the current features, pricing, and integrations for yourself. I would still watch the full video first though, because I want to show you where Sendblue makes sense, where it doesn't, and how to think about using iMessage for outreach without making your messages feel like spam. The big reason people care about iMessage is that it feels different from normal SMS. Most of us treat iMessage like a personal channel. It's where we talk to friends, family, clients, coworkers, and people we actually know. So when a business uses iMessage the right way, the conversation can feel more natural than a cold email or a generic text blast. And this is the whole problem Sendblue is trying to solve. A lot of outreach gets left on read because it feels like a notification, not a conversation. Email and SMS are both useful, but they can feel more like alerts. iMessage can feel more like a relationship. That does not mean people automatically want to hear from you. It just means the channel can feel warmer if your message is relevant, respectful, and timed well. Sendblue makes the most sense for businesses where conversations lead to revenue. So think about sales, teams, agencies, real estate businesses, service businesses, appointment-based companies, and teams that need fast follow-up. For example, if someone fills out a lead form and your sales rep waits 2 days to email them, that lead may be gone. But if the rep can send a quick iMessage follow-up when the person is still interested, that can make the conversation feel much more immediate. Something like, "Hey Sarah, this is Erin from StartupWise. Saw you requested more info. Quick question, are you looking to get started this month or just comparing options?" Now that feels very different from a long automated email. It's short, it's personal, and it gives the person an easy way to reply. Sendblue can also make sense for marketing teams that want to follow up with leads, sales teams that need better response rates, or businesses that already use a CRM and want texting to fit into their workflow. The key is that you should use it where a real conversation actually matters. One of the bigger selling points of Sendblue is that it can connect to your existing tools. So instead of texting people from one random phone and then tracking everything manually, Sendblue can integrate with CRMs and automation tools. And this matters so much because outreach gets messy fast. If one person replies in iMessage, another replies through SMS, another lead is sitting inside HubSpot, and your team is updating notes manually, things fall through the cracks. So Sendblue is trying to put messaging closer to where your team already works. According to Sendblue's site and docs, they support iMessage, SMS, RCS, CRM workflows, and API-based messaging. They also mention integrations with tools like HubSpot, Salesforce, Close, GoHighLevel, Follow Up Boss, Monday, and automation platforms like Zapier. The simple version is this: Sendblue is not just about sending a text. It's about making iMessage part of the sales or follow-up process. So if someone becomes a lead in your CRM, you can follow up through iMessage. If they reply, your team can see the conversation. And if the person is not on iMessage, Sendblue can fall back to SMS or RCS depending on the setup. That fallback is useful because because not everyone uses an iPhone. A big advantage with iMessage is that it's not limited to plain text. With iMessage, you can send richer messages like photos, videos, voice memos, and more natural-looking conversations. This can be useful for businesses where trust matters. For example, a real estate agent could send a quick voice memo after someone asks about a property, a service business could send a photo update, a sales rep could follow up with a more personal message instead of a generic paragraph, and this is where iMessage can feel less robotic. But remember, a voice memo that is too long is still annoying, a video sent to the wrong person is still weird, and a message with no context still feels random. So use the richer features when they make the conversation better, not just because the tool lets you. Now let's talk about a simple outreach flow. Step 1 is knowing who you are contacting. I would not use this for random cold lists with no context. A better use case is warm leads, website inquiries, past customers, trial users, booked calls, abandoned applications, or people who have shown interest in your business. Step 2 is connecting Sendblue to your CRM or workflow. That way, when someone becomes a lead, your team knows where they came from, what they asked about, and what the next step should be. Step 3 is writing a short first message. The best outreach messages usually do not sound like a corporate announcement. They sound like a person. For example, "Hey Chris, this is Erin from StartupWise. Saw you asked about setting up your business tools. Are you trying to get this done this week or just researching right now?" This is simple, it gives context, and it asks an easy question. Step 4 is replying like a human. This is where a lot of businesses mess up. They get the reply, but then send a long scripted message that feels copied and pasted. If someone replies, treat it like a conversation. Answer the question, ask one next question, and make the next step clear. Step 5 is tracking the conversation. If your team is using a CRM, make sure replies are being tracked so leads don't get lost. That is where Sendblue CRM connection can be useful. Now we need to talk about the not so fun part, compliance, because business texting is not something you want to be careless with. Even if you're using iMessage, you still need to think about consent, opt-outs, and whether the person actually expects to hear from you. The safest approach is to message people who have opted in, contacted your business, booked a call, filled out a form, or already have a relationship with you. And if someone wants to stop hearing from you, make that easy. So over here, Sendblue has an example where you can reply stop to opt out. The point is really to not trick people into replying. The point is to make outreach feel more direct and personal while still being respectful. So before you use any outreach tool, make sure you understand the rules that apply to your business, your industry, and your location. If you are unsure, talk to a qualified legal or compliance professional. I know that sounds boring, but it's way better than building an outreach system that causes problems later. Mistakes to avoid. The first mistake is treating iMessage like a spam machine. Don't do that. If your message would annoy you, it would probably annoy your leads too. The second mistake is sending long messages. iMessage is not the place for a giant sales pitch. Keep it short, give context, ask one clear question. The third mistake is not responding fast enough. If someone replies and your team waits 2 days, you lose the whole benefit of using a faster channel. The fourth mistake is not connecting it to your workflow. If messages are not tracked anywhere, you may get replies but still lose the lead. The fifth mistake is using the same message for everyone. Personalization does not mean writing a novel. It can be as simple as mentioning why you're reaching out, like, "Hey, saw you requested pricing," or "Hey, saw you booked a demo," or "Hey, noticed you asked about our service." So that little bit of context makes the message feel less random. When Sendblue may not be the right fit. Sendblue is interesting, but it's not for every business. If you don't have leads yet, this tool will not magically create demand. If your offer is unclear, better messaging software will not fix that by itself. And if your team is not ready to reply quickly, using a faster channel may not help much. This is better for businesses that already have some kind of lead flow and want to improve follow-up. So if you have people filling out forms, booking calls, requesting quotes, or asking questions, Sendblue may help you turn more of those moments into real conversations. But if you're still figuring out your offer, your audience, or your basic sales process, fix that first. So that is how I would think about using iMessage for business outreach with Sendblue. Sendblue helps businesses bring iMessage into their outreach and CRM workflows. That can be useful because iMessage can feel more personal than email or regular SMS. But the tool is only part of the equation. You still need the right audience, a clear message, fast follow-up, and a respectful process for consent and opt-outs. So if you are already generating leads and you want a more direct way to follow up, Sendblue is worth looking at. Use it like a conversation tool. That is where it makes the most sense. I'll leave the Sendblue link down below so you can check out the current features and see if it fits your business. I'm Erin from StartupWise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.